We are starting now. Welcome all of you to the first podcast of Music Buddies. We have Gary. We're there.
Yo.
Gabe. On the fucking.
Hi.
We have Soup. Here. He doesn't say anything because he's a shy boy. And then Pickle, who just arrived, and Phallus.
Phallus here.
Okay, so today we're gonna discuss Swans. In not their history,
The very own.
well, part of their history, because we're gonna go chronologically in their discography, discussing every album, at least almost every project they put out, because they have a lot of stuff. And we're gonna start discussing about our general opinions on Gira, Michael Gira over here. So
Daddy Gira, yeah. Wait, it's Soup fucking died.
I like disconnected.
Oh, there you go.
He says he keeps getting disconnected.
That's really odd, actually. Soup should be able to.
Is everybody here?
Yeah. We're all here. Soup keeps getting disconnected.
So,
my man, is your mic broken, dude?
I don't have a sound effect.
Oh, there you go.
There we go.
You were looking for fucking front. All right, so
opinions on
Gira,
everyone. What do you think of Michael Gira, like, generally? How versatile do you think he is? Because he changes a lot of his styles, and we're gonna look at that on the podcast. He changes from a wide range of styles, from no wave to noise rock to post rock to drone to neofolk.
I think his voice, specifically talking about his voice, is really talented. Like, I really do like his voice, just how low and baritone it gets.
He's an incredible vocalist.
Yeah.
Yes.
He is an
Really
incredible
good.
vocalist.
I love his voice. It's just like really effective in like
His delivery.
everything
basically.
about Swans. Like it just adds so much.
I also kind of perceive Gira as being probably one of the most genius underground rock artists of all time. Like, he's just so, like you mentioned, he's got this amazing versatility. His voice, one of a kind. I perceive him as a genius for sure.
Plus,
he's
a genius.
There are pictures of him from magazines and archive photos of him in '79, and he looks young as fuck. His face. He had a baby face, and he still maintains a young face all his career until now.
And he was
Jira's daddy for a reason.
Speaking of that, I think should we provide some context for the scene that they came out of, like New York, No Wave?
Yeah, the No Wave scene.
Okay, so Swans
got
something curious here is that Swans got known for one of the main reasons was because they collaborated on the No New York, various artists.
No New York. Yeah, by Brian Eno, right?
He appeared. They appeared as one of the guest bands next to other bands like Teenage Jesus and the Lizard Jerks, and
the Jerks, DNA,
Linda Lunch,
yeah, exactly. And
it was this scene. All these bands in New York in the late '70s and early '80s, who they were known for like really atonal, dissonant, aggressive music. Nihilist
Okay, I'm
music.
back. I disconnected again.
Okay.
Wait, come again? Look, wait.
I was explaining No Wave, and then shit went down. Okay.
Oh wait, but I'm on No New York, and I could have sworn that which tracks are the ones that Swans came in, or Gira to be specific.
I don't know if they're on No New York. I might.
Yeah, I don't think they are.
No, I don't think they are actually.
They were part of the scene. Is Sonic Youth on No New York? I don't.
No, I'm on the page right now. It's Contortions, Teenage Jesus and the Jerks, which I've heard.
Contortions,
Mars and DNA.
DNA is fucking. I want to talk about DNA on another episode if it's possible, because
I haven't heard a single song by DNA.
Contortions,
Same.
Too.
They started
the other.
So basically, Swans started there, and they released the Swans EP on 1982. But Gira participated in other no wave projects before. Some are not known. Some, like Circus Mord, released an EP on 81.
Circus Mord.
And Swallows.
Has anybody here heard like Circus Mord? Anybody here?
Swallow You is amazing. It's one of my favorite Gira songs in general.
Oh shit! It has Swallow You.
After that, on 82, they released the Swans EP, like the first official Swans project. It
Okay,
it
so
is it is
we have a Swans EP hater
it's
here.
kind of it is
Oh,
kind
yeah.
of it's kind of mediocre in a way. I mean, it has
Objection.
Okay, continue. Say your argument.
Okay, so
I mean, "Laugh" is my perfect. Is maybe my favorite track from the EP, and it starts right off from there.
yeah, it's a really good EP, my boy. You can't sleep on Swans EP. It's quality.
Never had a reason to go back to it. It's just not that interesting to me.
Okay, so here's what I have to say about the Swans EP.
Oh my god.
Okay, speak.
I'm the person they're alluding to who doesn't like it.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
the Swans EP it's introductory to their discography, of course. It sets the ground for where they would go in a way. But it really does not sound like what they were doing a year later. This EP sounds, I'm going to say it. I'm going to get merch for this. I'm going to say it. This EP sounds like a revival of Joy Division.
That's just so wrong on so many levels.
This record has something that is this is the early no wave of Swans. They had a saxophone on some tracks on this fucking EP, and it's different from other
no wave
EP.
There's
no
better.
wave material because the bass is the one that leads the entire EP. It
leads it. No, fucking. How is it anything to be? It has nothing to do with fucking Joy Division. I don't know where you're coming from. Like, I really don't know where you're coming from with the Joy Division comparison.
Okay, so compared to like the sludge of Filth on both the guitars and the bass.
I know that sludge very well. The
only ounce of sludge that I detect on the Swans EP is through the bass.
Dude. That's the issue here. You're the type of person that criticizes Pablo Honey for being a bad Radiohead.
Okay, but I like Pablo Honey. I think
you see, my point here is that you're saying that Swans EP isn't good because it's not Filth. It's not supposed to be Filth.
That's not what I'm saying. I'm not saying that at all. In fact, what I'm saying here is that I don't like this direction of Swans, and I like how they built on it on Filth and their subsequent no wave albums.
Even if you just think about it as being a no wave EP, it's rather mediocre compared to the other stuff.
That's my point. It's mediocre compared to the other no wave projects Swans would put out. This album feels to me more like cut tracks from DNA than a Swans EP. It's
not even compared to other Swans, compared to what you would hear from DNA or the Contortions. They're just better than the Swans EP.
It's not that bad.
I gave it a 6. I think it was fine.
Me
it's
too.
just
I find it at least a 3.5. I put it at 3.5. For me, it's a 3.5.
It's pretty good.
Okay, so
I gave it a 4.1 out of 10.
Contortions, you'd recommend? Oh yeah, I've seen that album cover before.
You should definitely listen to that. It's better than the Swans EP.
Okay, James Chance and the Contortions.
Yeah.
Bye. And it's this. Okay, so this is the Deluxe. Fuck, I'm gonna butcher this. Deluxe. Is that right? Okay.
Yeah.
It's just okay. Those 9. Yeah, it's those 9. Cue it up. There you go. So the fucking Swans EP that people don't like for So let's move on to the one that you do like. Filth.
Filth
is good.
Filth
is great.
A punch in the face.
Filth really is good. It's flack, as this fellow over here said, the first track just really sets the mood.
So we're talking about Filth now. By the way, Stoop.
Yeah.
So Filth is it's their most the heaviest and rawest no wave record, in my opinion, that Swans would put out in a way.
Yeah. Like it's not as violent in a way as Cop, because Cop is
dark because Cop is darker and their subsequent material is darker.
Yeah.
This is
harsher.
Heavier, basically. The rawest.
It rocks harder.
Yeah,
It's more
Yeah,
aggressive.
yeah, it's
Yeah,
far
that's
more
what. That's
aggressive.
also. That's like.
It's-
It is really tainted with noise. Like it's
Yeah.
no wave noise rock record, and it's really good at it. It's really
so
really
it
good at
started
it.
with "Stay Here," and "Stay Here" is a fucking amazing track.
Stay
It
Here is
is.
the best opener
Stay
they can
Here
Stay
do.
was
Here
my
is
introduction
amazing.
to Swans. Yep.
Considering that this album had two drummers, like two drums on the
Yeah.
entire record.
hmm
The drumming on it is insane. Kind of.
Oh, I'll mention something when we get to like 86, but I saw some video yesterday that comes up with that point. I didn't know that they actually like used the double drummers live.
Yeah,
Wait,
they
what?
Had,
Oh yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Actually, yeah.
There's
That
footage from the video for Public Castration. What's the last song on that album? Is it Another You?
I think it
believe
is. I believe it is. Yeah.
Anyway, I guess I don't remember if that's the one on the album that ends with it, but there's like a huge like really repetitive drum pattern, and it's the two
It's
drummers.
Another You.
Yes, it's
answering
Another
each other.
You.
It's just the two drummers answering each other, and I'm like, this is
Dong,
insane.
dong, dong, dong,
so
dong.
So yeah,
We're not talking about public castration.
yeah, we're not yet, not yet. I'll
Yeah,
save the rest of that. I just wanted
to
to
me-
comment that I did not know
to
they
me,
used double
Filth
drummers
is
live.
one of the best Swans albums. It's one of my favorites. It has Power for Power, Thank You, Weakling, Gang. It has a lot of big strong boss.
Right, wrong.
Gang is a great track.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's a full
wait a second.
experience on no wave.
It's a really good
Yeah.
experience. It really is.
Mm-hmm.
And
I think it lives up to its title name. Like it's just very like
Yeah,
grimy
It's
and
filthy.
like
it's filthy.
sludgy.
It has a
This
dirty
is-
sound.
Also, I don't know if you have on Filth's like Deluxe edition. It has Swans Live at the Kitchen, which is
Ooh,
a 24-minute track. Have you all heard it or
I
not?
haven't heard of it.
I think
I
believe-
haven't.
You should all hear it's really good. It really is good. It's songs from Filth era. It has a couple of cop songs and one that is just exclusively there, if I'm not mistaken. It's quite good. It shows you like the kind of live
The live
performances
sets
that
at
would
that
build
time
up
are
to be
incredible,
castration.
yeah.
Like Swans, it's in 1982 and 1983, so it has recordings from before Filth was released. It's
What I'll say about Filth is that it does live up to the title. Filth is a disgusting record in all the best
Yeah.
ways.
yes, it really is.
I agree.
The vocals are
Yeah,
they
it's just
disgust you.
screaming at you. Yeah.
You're just the vocals and like the lyrics
the
are
production
very
is
repetitive and like
like-
simple, and it just like
The
executes.
production on the vocals makes the vocals go like on the background, like at the same rhythm of the drums, at the same volume of the drums, and
Yeah. It's almost like having a homeless person screaming at you as you're
Jira,
running.
Jira sounds angry in this record. Jira sounds like fucking.
Yeah, it's one of his angriest records.
Jira sounds like fucking
He's
pissed
pissed.
to the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He loathes you. He loathes you completely on the record.
That's great.
It really is.
It's basically the start of their career. Their first official album, like studio album. They had a
It's also very go ahead, sorry.
so it's kind of it's the beginning of their first era, like the first until Jarbo goes in. I don't think they changed the style so much. Yeah.
Yeah, Jarbo's the game changer,
Yeah.
but we'll talk about the game changer that
Just
Yeah.
one more thing about Filth before we move on. It's one of the most iconic album covers too.
yes, the
It's this close up
Teeth
picture of
album.
teeth, and it's
shirt
just
gang, teeth shirt
yeah.
gang, teeth shirt.
yeah. Two people here have the teeth T-shirt.
I
really
want
I
want
have the
that,
teeth
actually.
t-shirt. I'm not wearing it right now, but I
even
have
more.
it.
Dude, it shrunk. It fucking shrunk.
Oh no!
It shrunk. I want to die. It barely fit me.
Oh,
Well,
that
apart,
sucks.
No, don't worry,
apart
it's
from
okay,
the-
I'm still
wearing a
apart
pretentious
from
shirt.
from the two drummers, there are fucking two bassists too, like two.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I think this first era is driven not because the EP was driven by bass, but this album is driven by drums. And then they would quit to use the two drummers. They would change their focus on more the lyrics and the guitar and the bass together as leads on Cobb, which we are going to change because scraps from this record, mostly live performances, would be used on their Body to Body compilation. So we're
Mhm.
gonna change focus to Cobb, which would come out in 1984. And Cobb has one of
Oh
the
yeah,
best
baby.
no wave songs from the Swans, which is the self-titled song "Cop."
Yes,
The
I love that
title
song.
track.
Amazing
The title
to me.
track is by
The
far
title
my
track
favorite.
is fucking brutal. No one rapes you better than a cop
Now-
with a cop. That's one of the lyrics that stays with me from the entire Swans discography. This album is darker.
Yeah.
Me
It's
too.
heavier
Me
and darker.
too.
Fucking Gira goes all
I
shit on this record.
when we get to body, I'll discuss this more. But body fuses, like I think we mentioned, live performances from that era, and there's a live performance of Cop on there that I want to discuss later.
Oh yeah.
That it'll come up when we get to body. But I figure I should make the preface that Cop is my second favorite studio album by Swans. It's nearly perfect. It is probably, in my opinion, besides Greed, the best my favorite cohesive early Swans album. I think Filth is amazing. I think Holy Money is okay, but Cop is just it kicks you while you're down, in the balls, in the face, in the teeth. Everything gets kicked
This album
throughout
is
the entire
punishing. This is a punishing album.
It will torture your
it's-
cock and
it's a-
balls.
it's a-
Yeah.
Very
it's a
brutal,
It's
yeah.
a terrifying record at some points. Like for
Mhm.
Half-Life
really
is
good.
one of the
Maybe-
most
Why
insane.
hide? Why
But-
hide is
But
so
you want to know something? Oh, give a second here. Getting called again.
And it's on the podcast.
Hell yeah. Because Half-Life starts off the record and it's an insanely filthy sounding song. This record makes me feel like I'm listening to something I'm not supposed to listen to.
Whoa, what?
Yeah, this
Yeah, we're still talking about
this
Cop,
this
right?
record makes me
Mhm.
feel like I'm listening
Okay.
to something I'm not supposed to listen to. It's a
Yeah, it sounds haunted.
Cop is good. Okay, fellas, Cop is good, but you can't say that Young God isn't
Young
better.
God is better.
Young
Young
God
God is better.
Young God is
agree.
better than Cop.
I
Young
always,
God-
I
Both
always take
equally good.
Yeah,
I'm
it's
not
like on
gonna-
par for me. I
Cop and
think.
Young God as
Maybe a little
as
lower.
one record because yeah.
They
Yeah,
are
it's a
quite
single
similar.
record.
Yeah,
Yeah.
To
same.
be honest.
Yeah, if you take
They're,
Cop
like,
and Young
too
God as one
similar.
album, it's nearly perfect. But
Yeah,
Yeah.
they work very well together. But you can like the quality of Young God as a musical piece is
That is a
better than the-
consistently good EP.
yes.
also that
it's-
name is amazing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
God.
Young God, and also the alternative the names. I fucking raped a slave.
It's raping a slave.
Raping a slave. Sorry, yeah. Oops. No, I did not rape
Yeah,
a slave.
That's
I
gonna get taken out of
honestly-
context. now.
That's
I
gonna get
honestly
cut out of
wanted-
context.
wanted
But
to-
yeah.
Oh,
I
no.
honestly wanted to listen to because I Crawled has a live rendition on Swans Are Dead, and
Mhm.
and
yes.
fucking I would prefer I want to listen to Raping a Slave live because there are not so many renditions of it.
Oh, I've heard to it live because it's also on Filth Deluxe edition.
Deluxe.
It's at the end, deluxe. Yeah, at the end, Raping a Slave live Berlin 1984.
Yeah, that's
I heard
on
it's
Body
been
to Body. It's on the reissue for Body to Body as well.
Yeah.
And fucking okay, so Cop had a lot of similar things to Young God, but Young God improved on them. Young God came out, I think it was a few months after.
Young God.
No, because
It was a few
Yeah,
months
a few
later.
months
Yeah.
later.
They're in the same year. They're both in
Yeah,
84.
because Cop came out on February of 1984, and Young God came out on May.
Yeah.
They came out the same year. They're practically sister projects for Swans.
Yeah.
hmm
Yeah, it's
That-
just good. It's good.
So Young God brings up another point that I wanted to make about early Swans is that just the names for things and the lyrics and the general like literary not literary, but you know what I mean. Just
The themes.
the
It's-
themes. Yeah,
It's very
exactly.
simple too. The names: Half-Life, Job, Why High,
Thug.
they're-
Playnet, Property.
They're
Thug.
incredibly just
Butcher.
brutal subject matters, brutal names, and
They
we'll get into this
call
when we
it
talk
man.
about my favorite live album. But just these names that are just
Because we
Yeah,
get
they're
we get
brutal.
perverted.
the fucking lyrics on Cop are dark, and Michael Gira
Yeah.
is it's well known because he has even a book with his
Yeah. Oh, you raise a good point because we're talking about Cop right now. In 1984, Gira also did a split tape with
yeah
Lydia
I
Lunch.
know about that.
and
It's
they
one
both
of-
read short
it's one of
stories.
Oh
my-
yeah, I've heard
yeah,
about that.
I'm
That
yeah.
story is probably the most disturbing thing I've
20
ever heard in my
minutes
life.
of pure.
Oh, I
yeah,
gotta
it's
hear it.
fucking amazing.
What's the story?
It's about
Michael Gira
the story
is
it's about
not
a
sane.
boy that works partly time as a sex worker for some dude, and he fucking thinks he's a pig.
Oh,
and
God.
he thinks he deserves to be treated wrongly, and the way that he's treated by the person that is basically raping him. He praises him. He thinks he deserves to
and-
be raped, and it's fucking horrible. But
Oh my
I adore it.
Yeah,
What the
and
fuck?
he kills him. Doesn't he kill him at the end of the story
and
too?
he feels good about himself. He fucking jerks off after he kills him. Yeah.
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 Christ.
Wait, what?
Oh
It's
my
messed
God.
up.
Isn't Lydia? Sorry for sidetracking here. I like Lydia Lunch from Teenage Jesus and the Jerks. Isn't she supposed to be like? Wasn't she like a huge asshole?
She basically
Yes.
was.
She was known for being.
But at the same time,
But great
she
musician,
had a
though.
lot of
Mhm.
connections with Gira, and they got along really
Teenage-
well back in the day of the No Wave era.
So, do you all think Lunch has? Do you all think Lydia saw Jira's unimpressive penis? All right.
Oh, of course, we're already getting to.
Yeah, I should have expected this, but I didn't.
Your cock was gonna come up eventually.
But Cobb
Yeah.
has one of the best, like,
You're a
I'm
cock.
naked on my hands and knees crawling
Cock.
down the hallway towards the incinerator. The lyrics from Cobb are dark. One of the darkest, yeah.
Yeah.
And then we get to Young God
Mhm.
EP, which we already talked about. He has This Is Mine,
Fucking raping a
This Is Mine,
slave.
and Ripping a Slave.
Yeah.
The titles of this No Wave era of Swans are dirty, even though they're just simple sounds. Like,
Yeah.
They're simple and they're awful, and I love them. It's just so, such a punk rock thing to do. Just, I'm going to call my album Raping a Slave. Screw you.
And then Kurt Cobain put it on his favorite albums list.
Wonderful.
Yeah.
it appeared on there.
Wait. Oh shit! I don't know which one came out before. Which one came out before? Greed or fucking Time Is Money
Time Is Money
Bastard?
came before.
Which one came out?
Time Is Money came out
Time
before.
I prefer the Time Is Money.
Oh.
Okay, so we're gonna jump out.
Look. Okay, so I think we should talk about Greed and Time Is Money and Whole Money grew together because I mean they're the twin
No,
albums.
First,
Well,
Yes.
Before that, we have to introduce a new band member.
yeah.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
important new band
course.
member.
I mean, Jarbo wouldn't appear until fucking Greed.
Time Is
No,
Money.
she appears in Time Is
Yeah.
Money.
No, yeah,
She is
Jarbo appears on
on
Greed.
Time Is Money is her screams. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I didn't know she appeared in. Yeah, but I prefer the mix. The
Yeah,
mix on
Jarbo,
the
but
Time Is Money Bastard.
Yeah, the mix is better. The mix is better.
Yeah.
Of Time Is Money?
Oh yeah, the one that's on
7
Spotify is better,
minutes.
but the original
Yeah.
is like it's barren and it opens with like I didn't realize this at first, but I was terrified when I first heard the original because Jarbo's screams get panned from right to left and they swirl around the mix. It's insane. But
Jesus.
Oh
Yeah.
man.
it's brutal. But yeah, Time Is Money.
Time is Money. Look,
So we're
Time Is
gonna
Money
discuss-
Bastard, I think, is the most solid been released. Well, single EP, whatever, that has been released by Swans so far.
No,
I think it's their
don't
most solid, easily.
But
I don't
Really?
think so either, even though I love it to death. I think that doesn't count because they're album cuts, but
Which one?
does that count? Failure
Yeah,
Anonymous?
it
Does that
counts.
count?
Oh,
Oh,
I
that's
haven't
weird.
heard. I haven't heard of that one. That's
to
why.
me, that's one of my.
Oh, okay. That
Okay, because I think that's their best single. Besides,
you know I'm doing this chronologically. I haven't heard it yet, but I
Oh
will.
yeah,
I
you're
will.
right. No, you're right. No.
But yeah, the
Up to her.
the production on Time Is Money, it's more elaborated compared to the first
Sweet.
records.
Mm-hmm.
So
And the
fucking
mix
young.
on the self-titled song, like the 7-minute version, is amazing. Basically,
And Sealed in Skin is
Sealed
just
in
quality
Skin is
too.
great. Like the entire song's Time Is Money. My only problem is the production and the mix on the first edition, on the first like delivery of Time Is Money Bastard, like the 5-minute original track. That's my only problem with this.
Yeah, it's too
Yeah.
barren.
To
Yeah.
what?
Too barren. Like it's not.
It's not
It
fulfilling.
feels empty. Like it's not like we're Greed. Okay, we're gonna. Can we discuss Greed?
Yeah,
now?
agreed.
It's not like where I feel like Greed's emptiness benefit, like the album benefits from that emptiness. Time Is Money. Maybe it's because I'm so used to the mixed version, but it just feels so empty to me.
Also, can I just mention if we're going into Greed, I know that I'm skipping the album to part. Greed is home to my favorite Swans song
What's your favorite
ever.
Swan song?
What is their second song?
Money is Flesh.
What is?
Yeah,
Money is
Money is
Flesh.
Flesh.
It's their best song. It just the beginning, just it's just the explosion in guitar, and then the organ starts.
Wait, we gotta specify here. We gotta
So
specify here.
good.
This is
After-
not
Then
the
the
version we're
horns.
talking about here is not
it's
the
very
original
good.
version because Michael Gira is a dummy pants, and he did not put the original Greed version of Money Is Flesh on Spotify.
Wait, okay, I gotta hear that one. I don't know if it's the same, but it's the basis. Whatever if it's before or after, it's the same song in a way. I don't really care because it's the basis. It's so good, and it just segues and then into the next public castration, which also comes hard. So I just needed to mention that. Greed
after Time Is
is
Money on 1986, they released Greed. Going into that, it's one of my least favorite Swans records, but it has some good moments. Yeah, I don't think it's as strong as the other records. I believe.
Yeah, you see, that's the thing. Like Greed by itself, Greed alone is a 3.5 for me. But since Greed comes with Time Is Money, then
I don't put it next.
No,
to Time Is Money.
it quote unquote comes like Michael Gira. No, yeah, Time Is Money. Yeah, like Gira intended for you to listen to Greed with Time Is Money.
With
Am I
Time
making any
Is
sense
Money,
here? Like
it gets better.
there is
by itself, it has.
Works
I mean,
really well together.
Yeah, by itself, it's weak.
By itself, it has. I mean, I guess the weakest song here is Heaven and Stupid Child.
Oh, I like Stupid Child. What the heck?
I like
Stupid Child.
But Heaven is the weakest. Yeah, Heaven is easily the weakest in that one.
But Money Is Flesh
then
is a strong track. That's true.
Money Is Flesh. It's
I really like Fool a lot too.
But I prefer.
Yeah.
Fool is good.
Fool's
I
great.
prefer Fool too.
I prefer
Full
the
too.
rendition of
Fool
Holy
and
Money.
I
Money
prefer
Is
the
Flesh.
public
They're probably,
castration.
So I think we need
favorite
so
from,
Holy Money people.
No. After
Holy Money.
After Greed, they released another single called A Screw. Yeah.
A Screw is a lot weaker than
weaker than
Time Is Money.
I will
It's
say
a
this
lot
much about
weaker.
A Screw. I'm also in that kind of group that I don't think it's okay, but I will say that Jira's, at least on the album version on Holy Money, I haven't really paid attention to the single version. I don't know if it's the same. His vocals on there are so disturbed.
Yeah.
The best. I don't know if you heard like the first mix of A Screw. Like if you're listening to, for example, on Spotify, the iteration of A Screw to Holy Money, like the version on the EP, the first one, in my opinion, is the best one, which is a mix with more vocals because it has more Gira. And it's so. But apart from that, I think like A Screw as a single is really weak because Blackmail on it is
Blackmail's on A Screw. That's the only thing that I really hold A Screw to being great with.
yeah the thing, but.
Blackmail is really
Even
good.
though it says Blackmail, it has the weaker version of Blackmail because that song is ascended in fucking Children of God. But we'll come to that later. For now, so
after A Screw,
let's talk about
they
Holy
released
Money.
and I prefer personally the Money Is Flesh rendition on Holy Money.
Yeah.
Well,
it's the only one I've heard, so I guess I gotta say that too.
It's better than Greed.
But
That's a fact.
it's better than Greed. I agree. It is more solid than Greed. Greed depends on Time Is Money. Holy Money works by itself.
And Money Is Flesh are better. And
I agree
with that.
But
One thing. Sorry, go ahead.
it's still not. I wouldn't consider it beyond an okay Swans record, or at least an industrial record. It has its moments, like Fool and Money Is Flesh.
I enjoyed
But
it.
it has a hanging is great too.
A hanging.
Yeah.
I found another U to be pretty decent too. I really like Holy Money by itself. I rated it out of 5. I rated it on a 5 scale for people who don't know. People call me like a lobotomite, a retard, an imbecile rating on a 5 scale. But yes, I rated it on a 5 scale. And it's 4 for me. It's good. While I find Greed at 3.5. Proceed, everybody.
So they
Sorry.
released Coward on that album.
One thing I
like as a closer.
Coward's good.
Oh yeah, Coward's good, but I prefer it on Public Castration.
Yeah, which is her next record.
One thing I want to say before we move on, because I don't know when we're moving on. And okay, so Greed and Holy Money, to me, they play a bit of a bigger role because these two albums played a certain influence on a certain band that I'm very fond of.
Which one?
Maynard James Keenan has cited love of life, greed, and holy money as an influence on Tool.
Really?
Really?
Of course.
I did not know that,
actually.
I didn't know that. That's actually
didn't.
really
They-
interesting.
Interesting.
He cited greed and holy. I think actually Danny Carey was the one who
Hey,
got them into Swans.
Gabe.
But he,
Gabe, in case somebody's listening to this,
Yeah.
we need to make it. We need to make everybody know. What do you rate for your inoculum?
5 out of 5.
Me too.
That's what I
I
thought.
read it.
Except for the digital version with the interludes, it's like a 9. But the CD version with all the songs, it's a 10, bro. So those two albums were pretty much my first experience with even hearing about Swans. Was that I found out they inspired Tool. I don't personally, I mean, nowadays I don't hear it, but if you listen to like really early Tool material, you can probably make that out. The brutality of their lyrics fits in, I would say.
I knew Danny
didn't know
was a fan of Children of God, but I didn't know anything else.
He was cultured then.
But I mean, Holy Money and Greed don't stand out to me as one of the best. So they're not bad, not at all, but they have some weaker moments. They're the implementation of Jarbo in the main lineup, and
yeah, sorry, yeah,
and,
basically, yeah.
When I listen to "You Need Me" or I mean.
You need me is like 3 seconds long though.
It's the shortest on the album, but I don't know. They don't stand out.
On the Swans discography, probably.
I think that a mix that
I think it's dead ass the shortest song of the entire discography.
Money would be better.
Okay,
the
no,
mix of
it's
putting
one of the
starting the mix with a hanging and finish it with a coward would be great, but putting both versions of Money's Flesh would help a lot too. But that's just personal preference. Yeah.
Now let's talk onto the album that overshadows both albums because it's a superior version of both albums.
The live version,
which is
the live album,
the live version of Greed and Holy Money, which is the album that chopping off other people's genitals.
Public castration is a
good idea.
I'm
gonna say the best version of Money's Flesh. That's what I'm gonna say.
This.
Yes, it also does that. Fucking like the beginning of Money's Flesh, like the little seconds of it extends it over 4 minutes, and it comes.
I'm gonna say this straight up. This is my favorite early Swans album, Public Castration.
I think I have to say the same, dude. It's just
it's
just good.
Yeah.
If you listen to the version,
it's just really brutal. Like how it's all stretched out, like every song on it, and then it's just
it's primal.
This is the mix.
It's just
everyone needs to.
I feel like I'm being attacked
at the first, because you have Money's Flesh, you have the best version of a Screw, of a Coward, of
the version of Coward on here.
Oh my god,
that is my favorite.
It does not have a weak song. It does not have a weak song.
It's a constant
also
of this low.
Stupid Child, the biggest attack comes into Stupid Child hits you like a fucking road roller. Like, it goes so hard. It's scare. If I think it was Stupid Child that scared me, or was it Another You? One of those two. Literally, I jumped like
Another You
3 centimeters off of my seat. It's really good. It's the best early
Public Castration is a good idea. Is the kind of album for BDSM freaks.
Basically.
Yes. I can just imagine listening to Public Castration while fucking Condor ties you up in his basement and slowly. Like Public Castration is the album that you listen to, like tied up and getting your balls smashed.
Yeah, it sounds like something.
I'll tightly strap a blindfold over your eyes and tie a gag around your salivating mouth.
Yeah, okay.
The salivating mouth. No, but the album of Hell wasn't that one. The Seer. The Seer is the Hell album, right? If I'm not mistaken. Like,
So
whatever. This is
Money's Flesh. Money's Flesh. It starts right off with. I mean, one of Money's Flesh is amazing on this song.
It's good. It's good.
Wait, I'll be right back. Actually, I need to get a prop. I need to get a prop.
All right.
Oh god, he's getting a prop.
He's getting. Is the prop just like bruh?
It's
probably just
bruh. This live performance is amazing. There is no weak songs on this record.
Yeah.
There are no weak songs.
It does not have any weak. It's impossible to have a weak song when the entire record is just destroying your psyche. There's no
I
way.
think that's the characteristic of early Swans, because their studio albums are great, but their live performances
like
are better. I think that's the norm of early Swans.
All right.
Like you feel exhausted after like listening to that.
I was gonna get my drumsticks, but I can't find them. But my bit was gonna be I was gonna play the beat from Coward, but it's just I think the drumming on Public Castration, the fact that it's so slow.
Yes,
and
it's guttural.
It's
the drumming
guttural.
on
That's the word
on that album is fantastic.
What?
Just the
Screw's good. But dude, now
it's like they're pounding on your skull. It's
yes.
I guess what Pickle said is what exemplifies the most on this record. It makes you feel exhausted listening to this. Like I have to take breaks between, and I wouldn't like to do that on the if I was in person. But I need to take breaks between Coward and Hanging because it's just exhausting to the mind.
Hey, dude, not gonna lie. Pussy move right there. If you can't listen to Public Castration on like twice the normal volume, listen back to back, your penis is not the size it should. Like Public Castration is just it was made so that you take your headphones on and hear just like in the back. Like if you don't do that, you didn't listen.
Yeah, I was gonna say there's this like constant drone because I think that the bass strings are so detuned that
they are.
The bass strings are flaccid, and that really creates this. This is constant.
The bass strings are flaccid, but I be hard.
I read on YouTube as I was watching the video for A Long Slow Screw, which is, for those who don't know, it's basically the video equivalent of Public Castration. I don't think it's the full album, but I think it's 40 minutes of the album video.
Oh my God.
Video. And the infamous thing about that is that Gira sticks a microphone in his mouth in the middle of Coward, and he later drops this experience in an interview and saying that it was the reason why he wanted to make Swans be a little bit easier to stomach.
Normal. Be a little bit more normal.
Gira is that his presence on the stage, especially in the he got his shirt off. He was on the ground screaming the lyrics. He
was naked by the end.
Yeah, he was naked.
He was naked at the end of these shows.
And he's a sexy boy.
Yeah.
If I was gay, I would definitely jerk off thinking about Gira. Which if I don't do it now, I would be more gay if I did it.
Making the baby Gira look really weird, like because we're now used to the cow man.
By baby Gira, do you mean just younger?
Yeah, baby Gira.
Yeah, that's bad word.
I don't mean literally. Michael Gira's a fucking baby. I'm not Condor. I mean Michael Gira.
Well,
in,
I mean, the name of his short story that he read with Lydia Lunch is "I am an infant, I worship him." So I mean.
And his voice on his spoken word material and his solo material too is fucking haunting.
Oh, there you go, baby.
I can
he was
remember
Smack.
the vocals on I'm an infant, I worship him. It goes like I'm a pig, and he's just reading it like if he was reading the newspaper, and it's fucking haunting.
I am a pig.
His vocal delivery, it's his
voice.
His vocal delivery on fucking Public Castration is fucking amazing. On Coward, on Stupid Child, is just
Stupid Child.
After, so we can all agree that this is one of the superior live records, one of the essential live albums of Swans.
Yeah. I mean, Swans Are Dead exists, but yeah, this is.
But after
you gotta listen to it.
I like Swans Are Dead more, but I don't know. We'll get on that later, I guess.
After that, they released on 1987 the New Mind single. New Mind single is not the complete song of New Mind. It's divided on three tracks: New Mind, Don't You to Hell, and I'll Swallow You. It's basically just New Mind, but
it's not the same though. You see, and I will say this because I am the Children of God stan here. It's not the same.
It's not the.
I find it.
The production is different.
A little bit. I found it to a little bit weaker than the original New Mind, in my opinion, because it is not as explosive.
Yeah,
in my opinion,
it's kind of weaker on production. It's kind of weaker because it's a single, so they had to release it on 12-inch. It's kind of a letdown to the record, but the New Mind version on the album is fucking amazing.
Okay. Are we moving on to
God,
Children of God now or not?
Children of God in 1987.
Okay, so okay, I think I have the qualifications to talk about this one, boys. I think Children of God, and look, to preface here, I am yet to hear all Swans records. I know, blasphemy! I have not listened to the 10 out of 10 that Melon Man gave, but I think that Children of God is by far the best Swans record I've heard myself. It's
their best album until that point. It's their best album until that point.
Yes, it's so good at what it does. It's so fucked. It's so fucked. Just it takes, because not only is it really violent at some points, like in other records, it just chills you. It grabs the theme of something that is supposed to be comforting, which is something that is supposed to make you feel welcomed, which is religion, and it doesn't shit on it, because you would think it'll be shitting on religion. No, it doesn't. It's not shitting on religion. It's amplifying the bad parts of it and making it scary, and it's so good at what it does. New mind, damning you to straight to hell, and then right after, just in my garden, in Jarbo, telling the tale of the Garden of Eden, and then just straight up to Our Love Lies, straight up to Sex Got Sex, Blood and Honey, and then of course one of the highlights of the album, Like a Drug, where Michael Gira fucking destroys you feel fight or flight at that very moment. The strongest you have ever heard it to in any Swans album for me up to that point. Just
it's scary. It's just so hypnotic.
It's so hypnotic and scary.
Children of God song.
So good.
Blind Love. Maybe. Yeah, Blind Love.
Blind Love. It's really strong, and it really helps me. And one that I really liked too is You're Not Real, Girl. I really like that. Nothing inside you is real. It's just
to point out is that Jarbo is properly credited up to this point, because she has songs of her own. Like In My Garden and Children of God, and in Children of God,
In My Garden,
amazing.
Children of God.
We are the children.
I'm coming to that, dude. But then I think you see how the thing is split into like A, B, C, D. Well, C is the best in my opinion, because it goes You're Not a Real Girl, and then it goes into the crowning jewel of the album, that is, in my opinion, Beautiful Child.
Yes!
Which in my Beautiful Child is just so destructively violent, but in the right way. It's not violent like filth. It's violent in the way that it's so eerie. Like, you hear the mania, the insanity behind it.
Yeah.
He wants to kill that
Jarbo's
fucking kid.
chanting in the background is like the really...
and Jarbo just... Yes.
It sounds like a ritual.
Yes. Actually, the live version of Beautiful Child doesn't have the chanting, and it's like it's a lot weaker. It's really, really weak. And then what makes Beautiful Child so perfect, because it's already such a good track, what makes it absolute and complete perfection is Blackmail.
Oh, I thought you were still talking about Beautiful Child. Wait, what the heck?
No. Beautiful Child, which is then followed up by Blackmail seamlessly.
I was gonna make a comment about how much I love Gira's vocals on Beautiful Child.
Gira's vocals on Beautiful Child.
Oh my god, his screams on there.
The screams. It is my sacrifice.
I love
that
so much.
Get out of my head. So good. And then Blackmail. It really needs to be mentioned how important Blackmail is to the entire, because Jarbo helps make it something else. Not be just another screamy album. Jarbo grabs you in and soothes you. Makes you feel safe in a way, but eerie. Like, it's something's wrong. It's soothing. It's calm, but it's so eerie. Something is wrong.
This Swans album has one of the best closers of their career. Children of God is so good.
It's so good. Children of God.
People tend
it's Jarbo
to
speak.
link this to the edition that has the World of Skin version in it, but I'm not too fond with that one. I mean, I prefer the official studio album release of the World of Skin.
I prefer Children of God, Worlds of Skin. I find it superior.
But then
Giro is right.
Yeah,
but
the Children of God on its own, it's their best album up to this moment. And
I've hugged. I talked a lot here. Because I just love Children of God so much. I think it's your turn. Like, speak. I spoke too much
Beautiful
already.
Child
Sorry.
is amazing too.
Yeah.
People shit on Like a Drug Shot a lot and Sex Drugs and Sex Got Sex, and I don't know why because there's no weak tracks.
Those are amazing songs.
On this
It's amazing.
album.
Like a Drug is definitely my least favorite on the album, but I
Why?
can't say that it's bad.
Your least
It just-
favorite?
that song to me. Okay, so you know how people will constantly talk about like cough syrup and music being like cough syrup.
Mm-hmm.
I view Like a Drug as being the cough syrup of Swans' discography. It puts me off so. I mean, I still think it's a fantastic song. Don't get me wrong. I have it 4 out of 5 stars on Rate Your Music and the track ratings.
You
But-
track individual songs.
Oh
Yes.
god.
Yeah.
Oh my god, you
But-
boomer!
I don't. I personally think it's the weakest song on the album. Like I said, I still think it's good, but I think it's the weakest on the album.
That's probably one of my favorites.
It's one of my favorites for sure. It's just
Yeah.
if you get my reptilian brain to start going to fight or flight, you did a good song. It's that easy for me.
Real Love.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The last side of the record that starts with Real Love, Blind Love, and Children of God. That side
Yes.
is also remarkable. The whole album is remarkable.
The entire album is.
But I think that
It's
this
so-
has one of the most stronger endings because the Jarbo rendition is on Children of God is really the production on this record is dark, is ominous. This could be as well a gothic rock album. This has a lot of similarities with gothic albums. It has that dark tone. The production is really is sluggish.
So good.
Another cool thing about Children of God is that it kind of introduces the theme of religion. There's a song
Yes,
that
and
it's going to come back a lot in Swan's catalog. Gira's going to talk
something.
about
Yes,
the dark aspects of religion a lot.
yes, and it's such an important album in the discography because it's the best one that starts showing hints of gothic rock and neofolk in a couple songs. It starts showing the very just small peaks of White Light, Love of Life, and the new single we've heard of Leaving
Yeah.
Meaning.
After that,
that's important.
They released "Feel Good Now," another live album.
Feel Good Now. Has anybody heard Feel Good
I've
listened
listened to
Mm-mm.
"Feel Good Now."
You have heard Feel Good. What is your opinion on
It's
Feel Good?
It's really good, but the
I found it good too.
Feel good now makes you feel good now.
Yeah.
The studio renditions of the
Bruh.
Children of God songs are better, in my opinion.
I agree, except with a couple. With a couple, it's a lot better.
Maybe
But
maybe
just
Sex
give me a
Got
sec- give me a
Sex
second.
and Beautiful Child are better on this record. Maybe.
No, I disagree with Beautiful Child heavily. And the one that I actually found to be superior is just give me a second here. Give me a second. I gotta find it. I have a terrible memory, but I wrote which ones I found better at the moment, and I trust old me. So give me a second here. I gotta find it.
All right.
Okay, so there you go. I'm pretty sure it should be around here. Should be around here. Come on. Could
Gary just went pissing, so there's no problem. Yeah.
Gary went to take a piss. Oh, that's
Baby
yummy.
piss.
Oh my god. Gary taking a piss.
But
good.
This Feel Good Now, it's basically just the live versions of Children of God.
There you go. I found it. So the ones that I found to be superior is Blood and Honey, Trust Me, and Like a Drug. I found those three to be vastly superior to the live, especially Like a Drug. Like a Drug is really haunting in this one too. But it just has that special, you know how everything that Swans makes live has a special twist. Well, the special twist on Like a Drug made it really good. So yeah.
After this,
That-
Children of God and Feel Good Now, they released a single,
We
Love
go on
Will
to-
Tear Us Apart.
Love
Which is basically just folk. They
again.
abandoned the entire industrial and no wave and noise
Yeah,
scene.
they did not
Yeah.
give a shit. They literally just said we want to cover fucking level.
This album
Okay,
is basically Michael
and they
Gira
just did.
Jarbo. It's basically World of Skin, but a demo of it. And
I find it to be Michael Gira and Jarbo just like sitting down saying, "Hey, you want to cover level tears apart by fucking Joy Division? Yeah, why not? Why not? Let's do it." And they just fucking did it, and that's it.
yeah,
like
look,
that's what I take
mean,
from
it's
the
not
album.
bad.
Just
It's good. It's really good.
It's good.
But,
It's good. Yeah, I didn't find it to be amazing,
Yeah,
but it's good. Yeah, I find
It's quite a strange cover.
it's a strange cover,
It's
but
just
It's
a red
unexpected,
cover.
but
It's
I
just a
think
red
it's
cover.
cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
yeah, it's just a fucking red cover.
But after
it's good.
because this was released in 1988, and they changed labels.
Yeah.
This is important. They changed labels, and
Oh yeah, this is massive.
Basically, they were pushed to release a massive audience friendly album, and they got one of the most hated album by the fans and Gira itself, The Burning World, got released.
Burning
Yes.
World.
Gira loathes it. For people who don't know it, Gira despises with his entire soul and heart the album, except for Goddamn the Sun.
Because
He hates the
this
entire
album is basically just Gira inspired, uninspired. He has no inspiration in this record. It has happy tunes, which is unusual for a fucking Swans album.
It does not have them. I didn't find any happy. Like the happiest I found in the album would be just slightly melancholic songs.
I mean, like,
but I did not find anything happy per se.
What's the name of it? Yeah, Mona Lisa, Mother Earth, Can't Find My Way.
Yeah, Mona Lisa, Mother
Yeah.
Earth is easily the least violent and depressing songs that Swans has ever put out. But that's kind of, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I will say that Gira doing neofolk or Gira doing folk music
is what?
That is something that's way better in solo projects like Angels of Light.
Angels of Light, yeah.
Is on the Burning World. It's much more interesting. Angels of Light, whatchamacallit? God, what's that album called?
How I Loved You.
How I Love You is it should be essential listening for Swans fans. It is an amazing album.
In my opinion,
yeah, but
it's
up to 2001, so I gotta do it.
Doing Angels of Light because they have done better, but it's still great. Yeah.
But dude,
really?
I prefer We
so,
Are Him. Lot
so everybody, I think for the Burning World specifically, we hello. We all need to give a rating for it. To be fair, so what would each one of you rate out of a scale of 5?
Out of a scale of 10.
The Burning World. It's not bad.
Me too.
It's not bad. It's not horrible. But it's not Swans. It's
okay,
not Swans.
So I know that it's not Swans, but I find it. You're gonna hate me for this one.
Oh man.
I find it a 4 out of 5. I think it's a.
Oh, shit.
Songs like "Let It Come Down," "She's a Universal Emptiness," "Saved," "See No More," and "Goddamn the Sun" make the entire album really good.
Goddamn the Sun, it's the best song of the record.
Specifically, "Goddamn the Sun" and "Let It Come Down."
"Goddamn the Sun" is one of Swan's best songs.
Gira was emo in this era, and he released like.
No. "Goddamn the Sun" is easily. I think I don't know. I'm not certain about this because I haven't heard the entire discography, but it is easily their saddest song. In a way, yeah, it's like not saddest in the sense like violent or dead, just straight depressing. It is their most depressing song. It just goes from my best friend died, my wife died. I'm going to kill myself. Fuck the sun. And that's just it. That's the entire song. That's the entire song, and it's so good at it because of Gira's voice.
His voice is
so good in that song because he's a baritone. He has a really good.
I could almost imagine Scott Walker or someone singing that song.
Yeah,
I
it's
imagine Dog Walker singing that song. I imagine the nostalgic.
So.
Record.
Wait, so
hey everybody, Gabe, you want to know something, boy?
What?
You know what I rated Greed? A 3.5. You know what I rated The Burning World? I think The Burning World is better than Greed. Standalone, I think The Burning World is better than Greed. But Greed with time is money, I think it's like superior. But without it, it's worse.
Greed by itself.
I liked it better.
It's almost bad, but it's not bad. It has a couple of songs that save it from being. With Time Is Money, it's far better, but
yeah,
I don't know. The Burning World was when they had no freedom on their creativity. Jarbo.
But you all want to know what's better than The Burning World? Anonymous Body.
Yeah, after that,
yeah, I agree. That's a really cool
released
live
their
album.
live album, Anonymous Bodies in an Empty Room, and
which, for those of you who haven't heard it, which is many,
It's like Burning World songs done
But better.
In terms like The Great Annihilator.
Yeah,
It's
Let It
much
Come
darker.
Down on this
It's-
on this
in terms of
album is
sound.
fucking
I think-
amazing.
let it come. It just explode. Let it come down. It's. I think if Swans had not been tied, like hand tied by the label, they would have produced Anonymous Bodies in an Empty Room studio version. Like, do you?
And
am I
that would have
making
been
any
an
sense here?
incredible album.
Yeah,
I
like
agree.
if the Burning World had not have been like the filthy dick of the producers just stuck into there, it would have been really good, and it would have been like Anonymous Bodies.
I mean, she's a
Wait,
universal.
weren't we
she's a
talking about like what we rated the Burning World?
what?
Oh, because it's the hated album, so I just thought it's appropriate to let everybody say what they think it is out of 10 or out of 5.
Yeah.
I mean, my
What was your score?
I gave it a
yeah,
6.
6 out of 10.
I thought it was just It was
I give it
decent,
the
but it
same,
just
I
felt
think.
like pretty bland at some points.
My criteria for a 6 is good, but nothing beyond that, and I think I
I
give
mean,
it a 6.
Anonymous.
Yeah.
my
Anonymous Bodies
criteria.
in an Empty Room improves on some songs from the Burning World, like She's a Universal Emptiness. It's far better than
Yeah.
I love that version.
fucking Anonymous Bodies than in Damn the Burning World. If this was the album version, like if these songs were taken to an album version, this would have been far superior than the Burning World, basically. Yeah. It ends up with Miracle of Love, and there's an untitled excerpt. I don't know what to make of the untitled excerpt. I like it, but it has its weird moments. I don't know. I like this live. I think it's one of the most underrated Swans releases ever put out.
For sure.
I really love its name. The name of the record is really
Anonymous Bodies in an Empty
Yeah, it's really
Room.
interesting. Anonymous Bodies in an Empty Room.
And after that, they released The World of Skin with Jarbo, which is basically Swan's side project from Jarbo and Michael Gira, with an album called 10 Songs for Another World. And I love this record. I fucking adore it. It's almost perfect if it wasn't for A Parasite and Other Memories and Drink to Me Only with Thin Ice. Anyone here listen to that World of Skin record?
Which one? I've heard World of Skin. Yeah, I've heard it.
Songs
It's
for
good.
Another World.
I actually find another unpopular opinion here. I find World of Skin mixed with Children of God to be better than standalone either. Like I find Children of God alone a 4.5, inching to a 5, but with World of Skin, it's a clean 5. Gira did the right decision putting them together in Spotify. Gira did a good decision on that one.
This World of Skin album has covers from Nick Drake at some point.
Oh yeah, they do what?
do
Black Dog?
Eyed Dog. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And,
Black Eyed Dog. I have that on Various Failures.
And also another I think that's the only cover on the record, but it's really good. It's a really underrated record. All the songs on this record are good. There's no bad point in it. There are some weaker points, but there are no bad points on the record. And it's basically the start of the neofolk era when they had more freedom and they decided to go just full on melancholy mode. With later, in 1991, they released their compilation Body to Body, Job to Job, which is basically tracks from their 82 and 85 era of no wave, and it starts with the best song on this compilation, which is I'll Cry For You. I'll Cry For You is brutal. It's
I love that song.
Amazing. And they continue with
Oh, so we're talking about Body to Body now?
Body.
Yes.
Oh my god, it's my time. Okay.
Yeah, it is. It is not my time anymore for the rest of the fucking podcast.
I'm still waiting for the trilogy.
So Body to Body is in my opinion, it is probably the culmination of Swans' early no wave era, before Creed and after the Swans EP. So it's right in between. Everything on this album is pretty much amazing. I'll Cry For You, like he said, is fantastic. Your Game is amazing. I love the
raw and emptiness feeling to it.
Okay, I I heard I heard Anonymous Bodies today. I cannot hear another getting correctly till tomorrow or the day after. No, tomorrow you gotta redo Anonymous Bodies. Shit, you're hyping me up
so
for
Body to
nothing.
Body is amazing. It has some songs that are not taken into consideration to describe the. And you wanted to talk about the Cop live version on this album. It's far better, and in the Thug version too.
Yeah, the version of Thug is way better on this album. So the version of Cop on this album, yeah. I don't know when it was recorded. I think there's a way to find out. Hold on. There's on Wikipedia. They have the title, the years. So let me see here. Okay, so it was recorded in '84. It takes the already very feedback-laden, sludging, slow churning groove of Cop, and they tune it down. I don't know how far down it goes, but it's lower than the original, and that's what I think really makes it better. It's admittedly a bit of a lo-fi recording. Most of Body to Body is actually pretty lo-fi because it's all culled from tape recordings. They're not really
most live recordings are really lo-fi.
They weren't set up in a professional environment. Even
if you want to hear a lo-fi one, hear the one on the, as I said, Phil Deluxe, the 24 minutes one. It's really low. No, like it's not lo-fi. It's shit. It's literally like in the background, but it's good. Just wanted to mention that.
Non.
It just got posted on our Swans. It was the exact right moment.
Oh, that's good.
I
browse our Swans like once every 3 days.
This has some of the. I think most people don't like Body to Body because the live tracks on this record are not clean. They sound really, really raw. Like the
That's how you split a pussy from a real man. If you can't take a raw recording,
yeah, but I love this.
You
record.
can't take a good dick.
Honestly, something that people should check out. Has horror. It has "I'll Cry for Your Red Sheet" and the Cobb and Thug versions from Cobb that are. Yeah.
Our boy Gabe is muted. I hope he's not puking.
Body to Body.
Oh no.
They would come to release their another live album, White Light from the Mouth of Infinity, and we enter into the neofolk, gothic rock, and post-punk era of Swans.
I mean, you could say technically that they began with that in a way with the Burning World when it comes to the folk part, and with the post-punk, you could say that they began with some songs on Children of God, but okay.
Yeah, I go from like Children of God to Great Annihilator.
Yeah.
And that's how you kind of characterize it.
I'd say so too.
So
Wait,
I mean, I adore
the Burning World.
I'm sorry, fellas, but I consider the White Light to be better than Children of God. I'm sorry. I
gotta listen. I cannot say that you're wrong because for those who aren't listening, I'm a retard. Okay, I just wanted to preface with that. I am a massive imbecile. Everybody here knows that. Can everybody agree? My name is imbecile because I'm doing Swans chronologically, including all singles, EPs, and live albums. So I am yet to go into White Light. Although the only album that has broken that chronology because it was soundtracks. But I'll talk about that one a little when we hit.
So
So
White Light has one of my favorite Swans songs, which is Failure, which would have been released as a single later. And Failure.
Oh, Failure is beautiful.
Failure is just
Failure is dark.
I agree.
It's fucking heavy, and I adore it. I mean the tracks that are highly underrated from Swans are the acoustic tracks from all their records. I mean, this album has they returned to form after the Burning World, which is what they were dropped by their label, and Darbo has more presence. Power and Sacrifice, Love Will Save You, Song for the Sun, Miracle of Love. This is straight up a neo-folk record. It's Swans, but it's still Swans because Gira still has the vocal deliveries from like the slower tracks of the No Wave era, and it has a
I'm really hyped. I'm really hyped.
To it. Jarbo's vocal performances are somewhat catchy. to say the least. They would.
I think it's like a huge step from the Burning World because it's a lot more cohesive and like the songs stick out like a lot more.
Yeah, they stick out a lot more. Many people like to link it. I like to link it with Love of Life and take them as a single record.
How do you not link them though? Like
the cover art is so similar.
The cover art is basically the same.
There's no way to not link them.
I won't lie. I prefer Love of Life to this a lot. This wasn't one of my favorite records. I in fact, were kind of bored with it when I listened to it.
They're both equal for me.
I think that the untitled tracks and the sampling on Love of kind of propel it forward for me. I think that's a really cool thing they added.
Yeah, like
especially leading up into soundtracks.
I mean, Love of Life.
Yeah, kind of like foreshadows like what's
Love
to
of
come.
Life has some of their most underrated songs. Like the Golden Boy that was swallowed.
No Cure for the Lonely.
That fucking I'm waiting for Gabe because I want his opinion on White Light. He's kind of fun because he doesn't like it and he likes everything. Gabe likes everything.
Yeah, he doesn't like it. He doesn't like it.
Okay, I will. I'm trying to watch my voice right now because my throat. But I will offer some opinions on White Light and Love of Life. So I don't think they're horrible albums. I don't think Swans has any really horrible albums. I think they just have weaker ones. And White Light and Love of Life are probably alongside Burning World, probably the weakest albums in my opinion. Not to say they're bad. But I do again prefer Love of Life to White Light. They both deserve revisits. I haven't listened to them in months. This is going off of a very 1 or 2 time kind of experience. But I will say this much: "No Cure for the Lonely" on Love of Life is one of my favorite Swans tracks. Because,
that's a great track.
Lo-Fi Gira, everybody. Lo-Fi Gira.
It's a lo-fi acoustic ballad by Michael Gira, and
Gira
it's a beautiful song.
Because this era of Gira before 1996 would be driven by his soft voice, and he starts hinting at with Amnesia and The Sound of Freedom and of course No Cure for the Lonely to a somewhat structure of cohesion, because these albums feel cohesive. They're practically sister records, but I prefer White Light more because it seems more. It's the one they focused on the most. It has Failure, which is one of my top Swans tracks, and Better Than You. It starts with Better Than You, and it ends up with The Most Unfortunate Lie. So yeah, in many ways, I consider these 2 records to be highly unappreciated in Swans' discography. Later on, moving to another live record called Omniscient.
Love of. Oh, okay. Oh, are we going to talk about Love of Life more?
Keep talking to me.
Yeah, it's important. I think we mentioned this like for a second, but there are tracks on Love of Life that are kind of ambient interludes, and there are tracks that use samples of like phone calls and stuff like that, which is really awesome. And that's something that's going to come back.
Wait, phone. Is it fucking Kanye's college dropout? What the fuck?
No,
I was listening to Swans.
Well, that kind of production is going to come back in a couple of years, and I'll mention that again. But it's definitely a sign of things to come, and one of the coolest things that Swans would end up experimenting with on a later album.
Yeah, basically, their phone calls would be evidently present on Soundtrack for the Blind.
Yeah.
Didn't they like sample Jarbo on one of the songs? I forgot what song it was. But...
Yeah, they sampled Jarbo when she was like 12 years old, or something.
Jarbo young. Jarbo got basically forgotten after she left Kind of Swans, and she returned for this.
Yeah, it sucks.
That's after she returned for some songs really this year.
It really do sucks. Actually, so I don't know if I've mentioned it here before. No, I think I mentioned it before. Like, if any of you haven't heard Jarbo's solo work, listen to Sacrificial Cake. It's good shit, and it has Michael Gira's production. So, after
Love of Life, Swans got to 1992, and they released another live record called Omniscience. which has songs from The World of Skin and Love of Life, especially. And it's kind of people pass it over because it's a live album from the White Light era. It's gothic rock and it has some noise elements to it, but it's basically that. And then they would release another live record that to me is their most underrated live album, Kill the Child, which has some no wave and noise rock because it was recorded
really?
in 1985, 1986, and 1987.
Oh, is
Yeah.
that okay?
Kill It.
Yeah, it's old recordings, but new
Kill
album.
the Child has a Screw Holy Money next to Like a Drug, Beautiful Child, Blind Love, and the Beautiful Child version on Kill the Child is my favorite version of Beautiful Child. Away from all, I think you should all listen. Even the people that are listening to this should listen to Kill the Child because it deserves more love. The track is taken as a single track, like a 62-minute track, but it has the songs connect with each other. It's basically an entire quote unquote concert that it has no pauses whatsoever. It's tiring. It's fucking brutal to the ears, but it's fucking amazing, and I love it. And after that, they would release another studio album called The Great Annihilator, and I think we can all just talk about how great that album is.
That's my favorite of this era. I prefer it to Children of God. I'm gonna say it right off the bat. I think The Great Annihilator is a stronger record than it's hypnotic, it's noisy, it's dark. Oh, you haven't heard it.
Dude, remember, I'm doing it in chronology.
You are going to really like The Great Annihilator.
That's why I'm so quiet right now.
Yeah.
You know that I talk a lot and I'm extremely annoying. That's why I'm quiet right now. I know.
But yeah, it's dark, it's noisy, it's cacophonous. It's really, I think it's a masterpiece.
Yeah,
I think it's one of Swan's masterpieces.
Without especially.
You're getting me hard already.
I am.
Yeah.
Oh, sorry, sweetie. We're gonna talk about it. You don't get offended by it, okay? We're gonna spoil some aspects of it, so mute yourself. No, don't mute yourself. Just listen to it. I am the sun.
I think the great.
I Am the Sun frightened me when I first heard it. Just the fact that the stop start, I am the sun.
It was just like so weird. Like it felt really like off.
Yeah.
Like the way it would just and just stop all of a sudden and then it would start again is just really like trippy.
Yeah.
Here's how I listen to The Great Annihilator. I think it almost comes off as like an album by an insane cult leader or something. Just like especially the track She Lives, where he's talking about like, oh, I just want to thank you for losing your mind. Everything you something I gain. As a really cool song. Yeah.
And it has really is most iconic. I mean, Swans would play the shit out of some songs from this record, especially "I Am the Son," "Mother, Father," and "Blood Promise," which would appear on their best live album.
Yeah,
we're gonna talk about afterwards, but yeah,
yeah,
it has a lot of elements from Swans that are highly appreciated, and they improve a lot from their previous records, and this feels a more tightly produced album. It's a much complete experience.
Yeah, the production on it has these really interesting, just very very energetic, very cacophonous, just soundscapes almost. It just kind of propel you forward throughout the record.
Celebrity lifestyle is a highlight. This entire album may be one of my favorite Swans records. Like, it's definitely up there.
I agree.
It's definitely
Same.
up there.
I agree.
Because Jarbo feels more haunting in this record than she ever felt.
Yeah.
Jarbo is getting more dark as time goes along in Swans. Killing for Company, Alcohol Seed. This.
I was gonna say, Killing for Company is amazing too.
Gabe, what do you think about the record?
I like it.
I like it.
Again, I think it's.
Yeah.
He doesn't like it as much as me.
I have it ranked at number 18 out of 24 on my list.
Fucking saw that.
So I mean, again, I like it. I think it's a great album, but there are in my opinion, way better albums.
Which we're
than
gonna get to. Which
again,
we're gonna
another
get
album.
to. One of my
Very
top
soon.
2 Swans records. But yeah, basically this.
I think the Great Annihilator like summarizes Swans as a whole like very well.
because-
Like it has like
Yeah.
mixtures of like all of the eras.
I was gonna say that because White Light was pure neofolk and gothic rock. Okay, so before that we got Children of God, which was gothic and experimental, and then they got the noise rock era, the no wave era, and the Great Annihilator has experimental rock elements, gothic rock elements, noise
It has
rock
like
elements.
all of that, and
It
it
has
just
everything,
combines it
yeah.
really well, and
Hyped.
it just like blends and
I'm
creates like
hyped.
its own
And one of the
genre.
things that is gonna surprise,
It's a
it's actually a
genre.
record that I think
Genre.
Phallus will adore more than Children of God because it feels better. It feels better than Children.
I want it better.
You're getting me aroused already, dude. Calm down.
Look, dude, my dick can only get
Yeah.
this hard. Okay, so
I'm peeing blood. That's how
after
hard I
The
am,
Great
dude.
Annihilator is definitely a highlight, not just of Swans, but of this era of music of the 90s.
Well, hold on. We need to talk about the German EP before. we talk
After
about
this,
Big
they
Al.
released a single called "Failure" and "Animals." This single is fantastic.
Yeah.
It has two of my favorite Swan songs, "Animus" and "Failure," and "Animus" would appear on the later studio album, but "Failure."
Animus
Animus
is great.
Animus is my second favorite Swan song.
Yeah, Failure.
Damn.
Failure is my top
Hype.
5 Swan songs
Hype.
because instead of being like punishing to the ear, Gira becomes in this era depressing to listen to. He has more relatable lyrics, and that's the most haunting part of this era because Failure talks about money, talks about how money controls us and how we wish not to be controlled by it, but we end up coming back to it, and it's fucking brutal. And Animus is just the ambient on Animus is like a hint, a spoiler to Soundtracks for the Blind. Yeah. And then after this single, they will release the EP of 1996, Dieter ist which is a weird experience. It's an EP, but it's 53 minutes of an EP.
I've got the vinyl. Yeah. I don't know why it's called an EP.
Because Swans are wacky and
it has
freaky.
one of the longest tracks, which is "Look at His Breath" and "Keep Lost Kind," which is 21 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
Stairston, Bring the Sun to St.
Like, it combines like 3 songs from Soundtracks for the Blind into
It has
one,
Helpless
right?
Child. Yeah, it's the German version of Helpless. I was gonna say Gira's lyrics really well in German is a really kind of powerful language, and especially on this track works really well in German. I think.
German is really powerful.
This EP has and basically it's called an extract of surrogate drones, and I don't know. I like this. It's one of my favorite EPs of all time. I think it's great. I think it's great. The sound section, like the last track, it's really interesting. It's really fucking interesting because, for once, Swans became legendary at this point. Like they just went with all of it, and they were hinting at basically, which we're not going to talk about, their magnum opus 1996 record, Soundtracks for the Blind.
Soundtracks for the Blind.
Soundtracks for the Blind is post rock, but post rock that evolves in every single way. Phallus doesn't like it. Phallus.
Yeah. No.
Phallus is
this is lie. Look, okay. My defense for that. I heard Soundtracks for the Blind a very long time ago, and look, I was not mentally prepared for such a thing. I was a newbie, and I have no opinion on it. That's my opinion.
You have no opinion on it.
Was
exactly.
The first Swans album that I heard, and
I am the pussy here. I am a pussy with no opinion on it, and I plan to re-listen on it to have a solid.
You were like calling all of us pussies, and now
no, I said I am the pussy for not having an opinion. That's what I said. That
the album is
I am a pussy for not having an opinion.
Silver and Copper.
Yeah. Wait,
yeah.
what? I didn't know that.
Silver is from Red Velvet
Bruh.
Corridor to Animus, and Copper is from Red Velvet Wound to Surrogate Jordan. Basically, the two CDs. And Gabe loves it.
Yeah.
Gabe
It is
loves
an
it as much
immense
as I do,
album.
and Gary loves it too. Yeah.
It's
It's a
pretty long.
10.
It's their first. It's actually
for me.
their first.
It's just
It's
perfect.
also it's the beginning of their like tendency to make really long albums.
This
that's an
album is
important thing to
fucking
say.
Mhm.
2 hours and a half long, and
And the reason for that is because they thought it was going to be the last one.
they thought it was gonna.
Well, it was the last one for a while.
Because
Yeah.
after this they broke up. They had their farewell tour, and the band just broke up.
And then
Soldier for the Blind
But
has the transitions.
But
the
what an album to end
transitions
on.
between the records, between the songs.
Yeah, it's basically a big long song. It's a big song. That's the entire album.
yeah,
That I remember. And it's
the
it's
phone
very
call,
like
I was
formidable.
a prisoner in your skull.
transitions just very well. It has
Helpless
very good
Child
flow.
is amazing. Live Through Me is amazing. It's an album that I can quote every single.
Helpless Child is probably like one of my favorite, if not
it's an
my
incredible
favorite
song.
Swan
Helpless
song.
Child is my favorite
My
Swan
favorite
song.
song from this
Yeah.
album is Helpless
Yeah.
Child. Is it the entire the first CD is the strongest one. I gotta agree on that, because
Yeah, I
then-
agree.
because
Although the second
equal
CD
for
does
me,
have
to
the
be
there's a
honest.
lot of memes
Yeah, it has
surrounding
it has the
this record,
sound.
because oh boy, here comes the sound, and that's a good the sound
Yeah.
is a great song. It's underrated. It's not talked much about, and it's my second.
The sound. Go ahead.
Um,
The sound on here is great, but the Swans Are Dead version
Yeah.
is far
And
superior
her
in my
mouth is filled
opinion.
with honey.
Yeah.
Fucking god.
I love Hippo Girl. Like Jarbo's like sound on it. It's just haunting and it's just like terrifying. And it's like, what am I listening to? This is like so morbid.
Yeah,
and,
that's
like,
Jarbo. That's Jarbo for you, man.
That's Jarbo, yeah.
I
Speaking of
think,
Jarbo, Volcano on here is a really good song, but I
yeah,
like it a lot.
Volcano is also really good.
Volcano is great, but
Probably one of my
I
favorites.
guess people like I stand on this record because it's basically the end of an
Yeah,
era.
same.
And as a
This is
as a
one of the most amazing
as a
albums I've ever
farewell
heard.
album, it's one of the best albums ever made because the consistency on this record is amazing.
It like every song like has like the same theme of like and like struggle.
Animus
Animus
is
is incredible.
and
That was my my story with soundtracks for Blend. I tried to listen to it twice. It didn't really click with me. Then I had this. I was going on a plane. I was going on a school trip to Europe, just as like a junior trip, and I listened to it. I started listening to it in the airport. I got on the plane, and as the plane was taking off, I heard Animus, and that was like, okay, that was when the record clicked.
yeah, this album, this isn't album. It's a masterpiece, but this album takes a while to process. It maybe you're not.
Yeah.
Maybe
All the
maybe
tape
you're not gonna like it at
samples
first
like
listen.
and stuff. It's
This-
just
the-
incredible.
The sound collage aspect of this record, like the samples that were taken as transitions, kind of haunt you, and
It's just
yeah.
really
And
impressive.
this album is
Like-
not easy to get into. We gotta say that it's like basically the equivalent.
It was for me.
It wasn't for me. It took me 3 years by revisiting after months and months to really appreciate this record. At first listen, I just didn't know what to think of it, but then it's kind of personal too at some point, with songs like Empathy and I Love You This Much.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's basically, to me, it's their best record, no doubt. It's
Actually,
I can agree with that.
What I didn't want to interrupt, but somebody mentioned something about playing Gary. That was you, right?
Yeah.
Well, if everything lines up perfectly, I should be going into a plane either with one of the 3 trilogy albums. So
Ooh,
that is going to be
a
interesting.
lot of people listen
Because-
to Swans on a plane because basically great for long travels.
Although
It's an
I'm pretty sure that
experience.
listening to be that it's I've heard that To Be Kind when you are like already stressed, anxious, or on drugs will like destroy you mentally. So if the plane starts having turbulence and I'm listening to Be Kind, I'm gonna fucking die.
After
Yeah.
this, Gabe, what do you think of Soundtracks for the Blind? You give it a 10. You think it's great?
It's a 10 for me. It's my favorite
10.
Swans album. Hold on, I have some thoughts written down for this. So I really like the whole concept they have going on here with the tape collages and the random loops that they take, the messages from Jarbo's dad's collection. He was an FBI informant, so they have a lot of criminal confessions on this album. On the second track, actually, they
You
have
know
one.
you fucked up.
Oh yeah.
I love the drone tracks, like Surrogate Drone. I didn't really like it at first, but when I listened to it again and I realized, oh my god, this is technically before 2010, this is the death of Swans. This is the last time we're going to hear studio Swans, at least at the time. So, it sounds like an ascension to heaven. So, I mean, the name of the live album that followed Soundtracks for the Blind is it's appropriate.
It's
Swan. Those are the three words that come into mind when I listen to Surrogate Drone, because I see that as being the first version of Swans, and then 2010 onward is the second. It's a new version of Swans to me. I can balance the two. Obviously, it's the same artist, but like the same artist to me, the same band.
I can see that. My notes entry for Soundtracks for the Blind is just well fuck. Haha. I mean, I just don't know what to say.
it's
Which is,
an
of course, a
album-
reference
it's an
to I Was a
album that
Prisoner in Your
can
Skull.
Talk about for hours, literally for hours, dissecting every song, because it kind of you can listen to this album and think it's a concept album easily. You can listen to this album and think it's just a bunch of songs that are meant to haunt you in your sleep. And this is an album that takes time to process. Even if you like it or not at the first listen, it takes an album to process what you just listened to.
You hear that? Give
Yeah,
me
it is-
patience here.
But it's a burner. Like the first era of Swans was harsh and it was a fuck you to your face. The second phase with Children of God and the White Light was like, get calm, get comfy, and we're gonna dissect your brain. And this era, this album is just, I'm gonna get naked in front of you and I'm gonna whisper to your ear and I want to make you feel vulnerable listening to this, because
I talk to the man while he
Yeah.
masturbates.
it's painful. This
Michael Gira has a
album
small
is painful.
penis.
It makes me feel afraid.
Wait, I need to confirm something here. Everybody here has seen Michael
No, I haven't
Gira's
seen
penis,
Michael
correct?
Gira's penis.
Yes.
I have
I
not.
wish I did.
Oh shit.
Obsessed.
What the hell? Somebody needs to change that, by the way.
Send
All
it,
right.
send it.
All right, Pickle, I'm going to DM you. Give me like a minute.
You can send it in like the server. Like I don't think
I
that's
have nothing
wrong with that.
No problem with it.
Yeah, hold on. Let me get
send
the image.
Gira
It's a
penis
weird.
in general.
It's a weird image.
Michael Gira.
It's a really
It's-
weird image because it's a warped.
distorted image. Yeah, but yeah.
But it has Gira cock. Gira cock.
Yeah.
It's unimpressive.
Look, it's my dick.
Yeah.
But
What are you doing there, little bun?
he's a grower, not a shower. Don't leave the poor
I'm
man
a girl, not a
alone.
shower, so just fucking. After
Yeah.
this, they broke up.
Grower
The band
game.
broke up. Jarbo has its moments on Soundtracks for the Blind. And when she appears on Soundtracks
Yeah.
for the Blind, she makes the album her own.
All that much better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
After Soundtracks, they
Um,
released their
Mhm.
farewell album, their live album, Swans Are Dead. Which
Swans Are
has
Dead.
their last concert from the era, the final tour of 1997, and then the White City has the 1995 tour, and this has my favorite Swans song, no doubt. Feel
Wait. We might have the
Feel
same favorite song
Happiness.
actually.
it has.
Oh, okay. Never mind.
Happiness. Oh yeah.
Feel Happiness is incredible as well.
What is your
but,
favorite song?
my favorite song is the Swans Are Dead version of the sound.
Oh yeah, the one from the YTD. Yeah,
Uh,
yeah. It's much better than
Yeah,
the.
the one with the.
I don't think I
yeah.
have a favorite. These are all just like really good versions of like
Yeah.
the songs.
Feel Happiness. Feel Happiness is just This is a heavy album. This is a heavy concert. A live for being a live
Yeah.
album. This is
Imagine seeing Swans
Yeah.
live in that era.
the
Just
I Am the Sun rendition on this
Yeah.
record is fucking brutal, and the
It's
Blood
brutal.
Promise
Yeah.
rendition is fucking amazing. And
Mm.
there are no
Yeah.
The end of Blood Promise is actually kind of funny.
there are no lows on this
when they-
record for me. What about you, Gabe? What do you think of Swans Are Dead?
So Swans Are Dead is my second favorite live album from Swans.
Wait, what's your first?
Bear with me. We'll get
You
to that in a
liked
minute.
it more, didn't you?
Bear with me here again. My cold is acting up again. So my favorite track on Swans Are Dead is I Crawled. The Jarbo version of I Crawled.
Yeah,
It's
that's
10
a brutal
minutes
track.
of
That
Jarbo.
is
10 minutes of Jarbo.
it when like near the end, I guess like right after the final time she says make it right, when she starts screaming and the guitars go all loud and the drums are I get chills every time because
you just described every Swan song ever.
Yeah.
I don't know how to describe it any other way. She makes her voice all guttural, and I love that. Like I can't think of any other place that she does that noteworthy, at least. And the sound this is my favorite version of the sound is on Swans Are Dead. I think on Soundtracks for the Blind, the lo-fi mix of the album doesn't really do the song justice. But Swans Are Dead, with it being live, it has a bit more room to breathe, and I feel like there's a lot more.
The way the song builds in
variety.
crescendos.
Yeah, there's more.
Especially with the guitar work.
Yeah, there's more space here.
Yeah. I have a quote from Jarbo about the tour specifically that I think is very fit from the Swans book, which is I'd say it's a must read. I know you've read it, Pickle. The quote is
very, very good book.
Yeah, the quote is it's from Jarbo. She says it's a persistence. That's the definition of the Swans I was in. Persistence in the fucking face of adversity and the door being slammed in your face. You never stop pushing. And I think that's Swans Are Dead are characterized. It's just an epic. It's everything. It's
Swans
amazing.
Characterized for something to me. This era talks a lot about death, but at the same time it talks a lot about overcoming death. Like Gira is the dark side and Jarbo is the light in a way.
Jarbo is the pseudo light side. I mean, she isn't really light per se.
You need to listen to Swans Are Dead, son.
Yeah.
I do.
It's just Jarbo steals the show on the track she appears. Jarbo. If Jarbo had more collaboration on the trilogy, I think it could have ended.
Jarbo isn't on the trilogy.
No, she was on.
I'm
the
quite
Seer
certain that there.
On a couple of tracks.
She was on the Seer for
Oh, that's good to hear. I thought she wasn't.
But Feel Happiness is just brutal to me. Feel Happiness is. When I say my favorite song, it's one of my favorites, but most likely my favorite because that song ends up destroying me internally. Yeah.
Yeah.
Feel Happiness. When Gira starts singing, the build up until that part, it's just brutal, and this is a farewell that is well deserved of praise. After that, they would take a break. They would come with
Gira would do Angels of Light.
They move on with Angels of Light. Talking about aside far, Angels of Light has another essential Gira record, which is How I Loved You, which is great. It's amazing, but We Are Him is underrated. Also, on the West.
I haven't heard it yet.
It's 2007 because they had a long hiatus of Swans. Fucking long until 2010. And And after that, in 2010, they got a return to form with an experimental rock album that is more of a post-rock with noise aspects on it that a lot of people hate, but I adore. My Father Will Guide Me Up a Road to the Sky.
It's a very underrated album. I think it's very
it's
good
an album that shows aspects that would have been improved on the
album.
trilogy. It has some amazing songs like Jim, fucking My Birth, Inside Madeline, Adam Prison, No Words, No Thoughts.
You fucking people make me
Yeah.
sick.
That's a good name.
That's a good name
I
for a
agree.
song. Yeah.
People don't like it because
This is very good at
people don't
naming
like
songs.
it because it was a change of form.
Look, what? Okay, so I've heard that people don't like it. What?
I mean, I'm someone, I don't dislike it, but I don't love it. I think it's just kind of
I
Swans
love
album. I think that they are.
No.
Go ahead.
No, continue.
It's just, I think they would improve on it so much with the trilogy, because I think the trilogy is incredible. And I remember listening to My Father Will Guide Me and thinking, this is okay. That was really my only reaction.
What do you think about it, Gabe? What do you think about My Father?
Again, I kind of agree with everybody else here. I actually have it ranked right above Love of Life on my list. But however, I do really think that No Words, No Thought is one of the best modern era Swan songs. And we'll get to that here in a minute as to why I also think that for an additional reason. I'm sure Cringe knows where I'm going with this, but yeah, it's I feel like maybe my experience has been ruined because I heard the trilogy before I heard My Father Will Guide Me. So I went in expecting an album on that level of artistic greatness, and I should have lowered my...
My favorite... I especially love... No joke, the 2010 special edition of My Father Will Guide Me Up a Road, which has a song called Look at Me Go, which is a song collage of all the songs from My Father Will Guide Me Up a Road to the Sky, and it's... That song...
Wait, come again?
Look at Me Go.
Wait. Look at Me Go is a what again?
Of all the songs from My Father Will Guide Me Up a Road to the Sky.
How long is it? Oh damn! But isn't that literally the entire album?
It's a different experience.
Okay, I guess.
It's also one of my favorite Swans songs, quote unquote, because it's brutal. The entire album, I just love it, and I think it deserves more love. Yeah, basically. And that we pass along to a live album called. Wait a minute. We rose from your bed with the sun in our. We rose from your bed with the sun in our head is a live album that has no words, no thoughts on the intro. And Gabe, you can elaborate on that if you want.
On which one?
On the We Rose from Your Bed. Have you listened to that one?
Oh, I haven't actually heard that one.
A great rendition of No Words, No Thoughts as an intro track. And Jim and Beautiful Child. And it has the early versions of The Apostate and The Seer. And it has I Crawled, which was actually amazing. They mixed The Seer with I Crawled in this song. Like this.
That takes balls.
Yeah.
And yeah, it has a lot of elements from early renditions of songs that would come up on The Seer. It has acoustic versions of The Mother of the World, which was not called Mother of the World, it was called The Mother of the World. And then they came out with which is essentially the trilogy, starting with the 2012 record, The Seer. And The Seer. These three records, these are the some of the best albums of the 2000s. Up there.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. For sure.
One of the points I want to make is, and I remember there's the second Tool in this podcast, funnily enough, but when Gabe came to me after he heard Fear Inoculum for the first time, he told me it was like, this is a summation of everything Tool has done like in their career, just like all the elements, all the styles they explored, just kind of put into this amazing thing, and that's kind of how I feel.
Yeah.
That's kind of how I feel about the Seer and the trilogy as a whole. Everything Swans have done, elements of every style they've explored have just been injected into these incredible. The entire thing is 6 hours long. Each album is like each.
Yeah.
And it's incredible. It's amazing.
It has like
I love it.
Just the Seer alone has some of the best tracks Swans has ever released. Mother of the World.
You know what track I love? 93rd Avenue Blues.
Me too.
93rd Avenue Blues is beautiful, or not really beautiful. Actually,
the Seer is my.
Oh yeah,
I think the Seer.
That's
very
spooky.
The self-titled song, alongside the Seer Returns, is one of my favorite. Is my favorite long track of the trilogy. Maybe Count on the Glowing Man and Bring the Sun. Maybe, but I think the Seer and the Seer Returns
is definitely up there.
I think the
track
is...
just feels evil. Just the repeated chanting, it's disorienting. It's it's amazing. I see it all. I see it all. I see it all.
Like the weirdest Swans album, like the breathing on Mother of the World, like it's like very chaotic and just like very avant-garde.
Yeah.
At some points, it's
kind of has avant-garde elements to it.
Very haunting.
But basically, there are some parts of this record of the Seer, because they would start with the Seer, which is horrifying, To Be Kind, which is noisy, and then the Glowing Man, which is clean and calm. But the Seer is horrifying because it has the songs that serve as transition, like The Wolf and Song for a Warrior, are ominous. They're
neofolk. Yeah, they're very ominous.
But yeah,
the song Avatar is really cool
Piece of the Sky too is
Avatar is probably like my favorite if I had to choose, but it's like really hard because all the songs are just so good and they add so much to the album as a whole.
What do you have to say about it, Gabe? What do you have to say about the Seer?
So the Seer is good. I think it as an album between My Father Will Guide Me and To Be Kind, it's amazing. It is probably, I don't know, the trilogy I have a lot of hard time ranking because I just don't often find myself worshipping these albums as much as everyone else does. But I will say that I really like the new direction that Gira put on this album, that he would explore over the rest of the trilogy with To Be Kind and Glowing Man, with the super long songs that are kind of conceptually bound to other ones in a way, at least in terms of the Seer and the Glowing Man to an extent. My favorite song on the album is Lunacy, the opening track, which actually I did not know this until last week. That actually features vocals from Alan Sparhawk and Minnie Parker of Low, the slowcore band.
Yeah. Wait, what? Really? I just heard Slow like a week ago too.
Yeah, I did not realize that, and it's really crazy looking back on that. They're like, oh my god, how did I not pick up on that?
All right, I gotta listen to that now.
Yeah, I gotta go back to that.
After the Seer, they released on 2013. Not Here, Not Now, a live version that has early To Be Kind songs. Like it has a 20-minute version of To Be Kind, which is great.
Which is cool.
She Loves Us, Oxygen, and 44, which is to me is I don't know why people don't talk about much.
Yeah.
44-minute version of the See or Bring the Sun into a Sun Overture.
Just
Which album is this again?
It's a live album, and after it's 2 hours long.
Ah, yeah.
And after that, yeah,
The Hammer one.
And after this, they would release their most
the Hammer one.
highly regarded album, 2014.
Baby, I'm Baby.
The album with the baby on the cover.
The
To Be Kind.
the Fantano Core album, To Be Kind.
I hate that
Kind be
Fantano
like
gave it a
Goo Goo
10
Gaga.
because it's also my favorite, and I don't want to be labeled a Fantano drone, but it's To Be Kind, man. It's fucking amazing. I can't not agree with Fantano on this.
To Be Kind is
Yeah,
fantastic.
I gave it a
To Be
10
Kind
too.
is my favorite of
Yeah.
the trilogy. As of many, maybe
Yeah, oh my
rivaled with
God.
the glowing man, but
Yeah.
it starts with this screenshot, which is amazing. It's hypnotic in a way.
Screenshot is a great opener.
I've actually before I joined the server, I did not know of To Be Kind. I'm talking about another music server, and well, I was a retard. Okay, you guys showed me the light, and but I had heard of To Be Kind because a friend of mine he was like, hey dude, I know that you're one of the only people that I know that actually is into music properly. He was like, I recommend that you listen to this album. It's really weird. It's weird. Just listen to the first track. It has like this weird dude chanting weird words. You'll like it, dude.
Dude, it has this weird cowboy man.
Yeah, and I just forgot about it. I literally just forgot the name, and then I forgot everything except the word screenshot. And then 4 months later, I joined the server, and these retards over here are like, bro, To Be Kind, baby album.
Yeah, baby
And I'm like,
album.
what the fuck is that? I check it out, see screenshot. I'm like, that
when
bullshit.
I joined the server,
So yeah,
and then I saw you join.
fun anecdote.
And I
only knew it 'cause it's an
a month
emo.
later, Phallus just surpassed me by I don't know how many levels on the server. And but To Be Kind is a fantastic album. Is the best album of the decade.
I love it so much.
To Be Kind is the perfect album. It's
Oxygen,
just
Bring the
flawless.
Sun,
Yeah.
She Loves Us. All the songs
Oxygen.
are highly regarded, and I think no one disagrees.
Yeah.
I haven't met anyone who.
Oh yeah, I forgot. I'm gonna get spoiled if you all start describing To Be Kind. So I'll
I'm
chill
gonna
out.
describe it.
Alright,
I'll chill out. I'll chill out for
everybody
fun.
describe
I'll head out. I'll head out.
Don't head out. Don't you dare. Don't leave.
Phallus, you
We're
pussy.
not gonna spoil
No.
anything because we just want to agree that everything is perfect. We would argue about the aspects of the song.
No, I wanted to be able to describe the album properly, and I don't want to give away the privilege of that. I'll just head out for 5 minutes and then come back.
To the other records, we're basically just
Are you sure?
Talking about
Are you all
The
sure?
Gate, which is another live album that Swans released.
Are you all
we're starting,
certain?
man.
Mm-hmm.
We
Okay.
I mean, Gabe, what is your take on To Be Kind?
To Be Kind is my favorite of the modern trilogy, and let's see here. What do I have written down for this? So To Be Kind has it. This was the first time that I ever broke. I did the same thing Phallus is doing. I did the chronological listening, and I broke that trend with To Be Kind because I was going to my graduation back, and it was a 2-hour drive. So I said, you know what, it's To Be Kind time. So I listened to this on the way there, and watching. I had a similar experience with Soundtracks for the Blind, watching the fields go past me in the car as Bring the Sun was unfolding, and they get to the part where they just keeps repeating the word sun, and the drums are just
sorry,
hammering in your head. Sorry, that's all I'm gonna say about that. It as the track just kind of got closer and closer to the end, it just seemed a little less real.
Yeah.
And
What do you mean
I
a
was
little less real?
terrified when I heard
it
Bring
didn't
the
feel
Sun.
like I didn't know if I was even experiencing real life anymore. I'm not gonna lie.
Damn.
And
Just
hype.
It kind of comes down after that, and then it just kind of goes right back into the whole keeping you on your toes thing, which I like about To Be Kind. I don't think it's a 10 like everyone else does, but it's a 9 for sure.
I really like the songs with the really cool kind of bluesy grooves, like Screenshot, Just a Little Boy, Little God in My Hand.
So Little Boy is so good.
Some Things We Do has an element of that. Oxygen.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, those songs
Steal
are,
Yo Oxygen. That's
that's the reference, you know.
Yeah, that's just the reference that I know, dude.
But just the way these songs build and the way these grooves just build from these really simple guitar lines to these explosions of noise, they're just incredible. It's an amazing album to listen to. I think it's
Natalie
an
Neal
essential
is really
rock
underrated.
album. That's a cool. I love that track too.
Yeah, I think To Be Kind is maybe
Just
maybe not.
flies by.
It's a noisier. It's a noisiest of the trilogy, for sure.
That's why I love it so much.
Oxygen is one of my favorite Swans tracks. Like when Gira stops at the middle of the song. Yeah.
When the song builds and stops and it goes right back in, it's just like
it's fucking amazing. And then they would release their last.
I was.
Wrap it up. Go ahead.
Okay, I'm gonna have one more point here. Sorry, one of my other favorite albums of all time is Sonic Youth, Daydream Nation, which is another. Which I don't know, for some reason
I thought you were gonna say Exile and Guyville.
No, I'm not. Gabe. See, I associate Daydream Nation and To Be Kind because I just think they're such interesting records in the rock world because they just, to me, just sound like nothing else. They're dissonant, they're frightening, they're at the same time they're amazing and explosive, and I just think that's such a cool element of rock music, and I truly believe To Be Kind is essential rock listening for anyone.
I think the most underrated record from the most underrated song from To Be Kind is A Little God in My Hands. Yeah, because I love that song. Yeah,
underrated?
I believe it's underrated. I never hear people.
Yeah, I agree. It's amazing.
I won't really say underrated since it's like still one of the most like well known off of that album.
I wouldn't call it well known. Yeah,
not really.
It still is probably like one of my favorites.
People know more about Screenshot and Oxygen than they know because those were the singles than about A Little God in My Hands. After the To Be Kind, they released the Gate, and this was a trend for them. To hint the live. Yeah, they hinted basically the early versions of their songs on the live albums, and the Gate has the early version of Frankie M, and Cloud of Unforming, and Cloud of Forgetting, and When Will I Return. And after this, they released their final studio album of the trilogy, The Glowing Man, which is closer to being my favorite of the trilogy, but To Be Kind is far better an experience no matter how many times I listen to them. The Glow...
how would everybody here like rank the trilogy, like the albums of the trilogy?
I mean, I To Be Kind,
To Be
The Glowing
Kind,
Man,
over Seer,
for me, it's To Be Kind, the
Glowing
Man, and the Seer. But
I say To Be Kind over the Seer, over the Glowing
Man.
Me too.
What would you rank it, Pickle?
Probably, well, To Be Kind is just the one that sticks out the most for me because of how much it does for me. I can't really decide between the Seer and the Glowing Man because both of them are just really both as masterpieces. I think they're both like on the same tier.
I mean, I wouldn't put. Basically, the Seer to me is a 9 out of 10. The Glowing Man is a 9.5, and To Be Kind is a 10. Even doesn't matter whatever the ranking is. Those are really solid records and some of the best of the decade. Yeah.
Yeah, I agree.
Also, that reminds me. You know how we all like Gabe gets shit on because he ranks like, I think this is a solid 8.77 out of 12, and like his rankings are so weird. Well, that reminds me that I saw on the r/Swans, I saw somebody that ranked the entirety, I think, of the Seer and To Be Kind. Each track, like every single track is at like 8.92.
Okay, that just
9.3.
pisses me
Like
off.
every single track, and then made the mean out of it, and it was so bizarre. And he was like, "Yeah, the seer is a 8.33, while To Be Kind is an 8.37. Therefore, I like it more." Some bullshit like that. You just
Yeah,
reminded
I
me of
saw that. It was
really weird. Like Gabe to another level.
Gabe.
Gabe.
After that, they would release The Glowing Man. And The Glowing Man has Cloud of Forgetting and Cloud of Unknowing, which are loved records by the fans. Loved songs. I like The Glowing Man. I like the self-titled song. And When Will I Return is an underrated short track. When Will I Return?
The Glowing Man, like the title track. Yeah, that song is amazing. An experience like the whole way through.
It has the longest tracks. Like it's basically, yeah, it's 8 tracks on the record, and most of them are long tracks. The longest being The Glowing Man.
Long
Frankie
boys.
M is great. Frankie M it's really good. And When Will I Return is something that people need to talk more about. What do you guys think about The Glowing Man?
Yeah, I think it's a consistent album, and it feels really spiritual to me, honestly. Just a lot of the tracks. It's my least favorite of the trilogy, but I still gave it a 9. I think. Phallus, my echo is really bad in your mic.
I gave The Glowing Man an 8, but I think everything on The Glowing Man is made better. That is performed on the album on Deliquescence, which is, I guess, the next album line we have.
All of you
And I
to that.
introduced all of you
Fantastic
to that.
Yep.
Fantastic.
Okay, the echo is really bad. I'm sorry. Can we do something about that? Phallus, are you there?
Phallus.
Maybe mute him.
Phallus.
What happened?
I'm back. I had to go. Somebody knocked my door. What happened?
The echo from your mic was really bad.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Oh, I'm sorry.
When you do
my
that,
God.
can you turn your mic off?
I use the manual turn off. Oh shit! It sometimes glitches. I'm sorry.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay, so
Fuck.
we can all agree that The Glowing Man is a good record, a good ending of the trilogy, a good ending
Very good.
of the era.
Very
Yeah.
good.
And after
Yeah.
this, they would release their farewell at the same as, and I think this is their most underrated live album, Deliquescence.
I've only heard good things about Delinquent.
Not a lot of people have listened to it, but it's their farewell tour track list. It has The Knot, and The Knot is a monster of a song, and it's fucking amazing.
It's 45 minutes long, and every second
It's
of it is
great.
Mother of
It's
God.
a fantastic song.
Yeah.
It's a trip like the whole way through. Like
Yeah.
it never gets boring at all, despite like how large of a song it is.
Yeah, I adore The Knot.
Yeah.
You love that knot, don't you, Gabe?
It has these quiet sections that just build into these explosions of guitar noise, and then it all. It's one of the most amazing post-rock era Swans tracks.
Yeah, it's basically a great farewell to this era, and they're gonna return this year with another album.
Leaving Meaning.
2 weeks.
2 weeks.
I'm hyped. I'm so hyped.
I gotta do Mario and go take a piss. I'll be back.
Screenshot, Cloud of Forgetting, and the Glowing Man version on this on this album is amazing. And I think this is a farewell for a great band that is going to return eventually. And we're gonna talk briefly about those 2 singles. What do you think? It's coming.
Yeah.
It's
The
coming.
Hanging
It's
Man
real.
and
It's coming. It's real.
It's real. Yeah.
It's real.
Basically neofolk Swans. And neofolk Swans is great in this track.
Oh yeah, this track is beautiful, especially the backing vocals from Anna and Maria von Hasselhoff.
What do you
Yeah,
think?
it's really great.
I was very pleasantly surprised by It's Coming, It's Real. I have not yet listened to The Hanging Man because it's not on Spotify, but I thought that It's Coming, It's Real was actually fantastic.
Hanging Man
is
The Hanging
really
Man is
good.
amazing. The
Hanging Man
Hanging
is
Man is
screenshot.
shocking.
It's not screenshot.
It is. How can you say that doesn't sound like
Yeah.
screenshot? It's a very
And
similar.
one thing
groove.
that surprised me
Reminds me of
one
like
thing
Just a
that
Little
surprised
Boy
me is
more.
that the Hanging Man has krautrock elements to it, and yeah,
Has what?
like the prog subgenre of krautrock. I think if Swans come back,
Yeah, I know prog.
if
Swans,
Swans come
nice.
back, I
Prog
think
rock
this is
Swans.
going
That's
to be a great album. This is going to be hand in hand.
okay. Now I can talk.
Hyped.
Okay.
I'm just
Now
really
I know
hyped.
about this one. So, what do you all think about It's
We
Coming,
love
It's Real?
We love it. I love it.
Yeah.
Everybody here love it?
And
Yeah,
the
it's
Hanging Man
fucking
is
good.
amazing too.
I haven't heard that one, and
I like The Hanging Man more, but both are really good.
I didn't hear on. I didn't listen to it on purpose.
For this Swans record than I haven't, because I discovered Swans back in 2012, and I'm just
Jesus,
I'm
you
just
lucky
I'm just
stiff.
waiting for the new record, and I hope it's
Oh
something
my
great.
god, cringe.
So that's
You discovered the gods in 2012.
so that's basically.
Michael Gira ditched Circles, and now Squares are his
And
best friend.
with that,
Yeah,
we have
yeah.
ended the podcast.
We have ended the
We've ended
podcast to
done
an
it.
extent.
Topics
Yeah,
from the
we have.
It was a pleasant.
Yeah,
Can we advertise
We
the
can
Swans
advertise
book?
the Swans and the Michael
Yeah.
Gira book of poems, and those I've yet
The
I've yet
egg.
to read the Swans book, but I want to read it. They say it's great. You guys say it's great.
Sacrifice and Transcendence, it just so much more context into like their whole like discography, and it's just really interesting.
Well, for me, this as I spent a large chunk of this podcast just in mostly silence, just listening to you all talk.
That was
I'm hyped.
me. No,
I'm hyped.
you talk.
I talked
Well,
a bit in
you
the beginning.
You talked a lot.
Yeah, you talked
I'm
a
sorry.
lot.
Yeah,
at
I
the
know.
beginning,
I know.
So it all like evens out.
One of
I know.
Soup
I talked a lot in the
because
beginning.
his mic was fucked.
Soup
Yeah, there were
got
technical
mayonnaise.
Soup was a big F that he couldn't be here. He
So
listened to a lot of
we
songs.
have a conclusion.
I know. I feel really bad.
We have a
go
conclusion.
ahead.
I do too.
And the next topic from the podcast will be Pink Floyd. So, have you guys listened to all the Pink Floyd?
Pink Floyd.
Studio?
That'll
Have
be
you listened
interesting.
to
That'll be interesting.
all the
Yeah.
studio albums from Pink
Very
Floyd?
nice. I have one
And
more
you,
to listen
fellas?
to.
A lot to listen
Excuse
to.
me?
I have to do.
You asked
Have
me
you
what?
listened to all
Cringe?
the?
I'm sorry.
to all the
I
I'm not
studio
even
albums
showing
from
up,
Pink
but
Floyd?
I haven't done all the studio albums from Pickle. I've done a lot though. Like I've done. Okay, I can't remember them all by memory, but of course I have my favorite one. I've done, of course, the obvious ones: The Wall, Animals, Wish You Were Here, Dark Side of the Moon. I did Adam Hard Mother, and I think
Okay,
that's
you
it.
gotta listen
I've
this
done those
week because we're gonna have a little Pink Floyd chat in a
Yeah.
couple of.
Yeah, I plan on listening this week to Metal and The Pipers at the Gate of Dawn. I gotta do.
So
Those
this
are
was
great.
a great
Important.
podcast. I think I really enjoyed it. We're almost we're exactly 2 hours and 2
Yeah,
minutes in, so I'm gonna go.
Yeah,
Wonderful. Hey, it's like the length of one of the trilogy albums.
Hey, I could have talked
yeah.
less. But yeah,
so
that was
it
good.
was a pleasant surprise, and I hope
Yeah.
everyone had a good time listening to this. And if you're listening to it, tell us what do you think about
Yeah.
what are your favorite and to end the podcast. Guys, what are your favorite Tell me your rankings of the Swans records. And starting with you, Gary, what are your top 5 Swans albums?
Wait, for all this, come back to me. I don't have a ranking. Hold on. Think.
Okay, okay. Let advance. I know that Gabe does.
Do you want me to include like the singles and
just
stuff,
just
or
studio albums? What are the?
okay? So soundtracks for the blind, Cop, Greed, To Be Kind, Children of God, The Seer, Filth, Holy Money, The Glowing Man, The Great Annihilator, My Father, Love of Life, White Light, and The Burning World.
Nice. You Pickle? Your
From
top
Best Order.
5. Swans records. Pickle just died. what are
Wait,
your
what?
top
Rest in
5
penis.
Swans records?
Wait, hold up. I didn't write
No,
down or
just for
anything,
the
so I'm not
mind,
really. Does the order matter or
No, just
anything?
your
Or
top 5.
Alright. Tracks, To Be Kind, The Glowing Man, and Swans Are Dead.
Okay, so you, Gary, the ones that come to mind for your favorite.
I mean, it's pretty much the same as Pickle. To Be Kind, Swans Are Dead. I'd put Public Castration up there. I'd put Great Annihilator and Filth up there as well, probably.
And you, Phallus?
Well, of the little that I have to give, in that case, I think that my favorite one, of course, is Children of God, specifically the conjoined version with World of Skin. And then second place, probably Public Castration. Then third, I'd probably place Holy Money Screw, I think. Tied with Greed, they're equally good. After that, I think a tie between Cop, Filth, and fucking Burning World. Yeah. But also to mention, when I say Greed and Holy Money, I mean with their like respective singles, Time is Money, Bastard, and a Screw. Because I don't feel comfortable ranking them without, because then the ranking gets all wonky. But
Mine
yeah, that's it for me.
are Soundtracks, followed by To Be Kind, followed by Swans Are Dead, Deliquescence, and
Yeah, Deliquescence.
Deliquescence.
Yeah,
Oh,
that's also really good.
Deliquescence, and then The Great Annihilator. Yeah.
Oh yeah. Also, I forgot to say for me, I'm an idiot. Right below Children of God and right below Castration, Anonymous Bodies. Yeah, that's not a studio album, but it's worth to be mentioned. Under
Okay,
Public
so
Castration,
with
I think.
that, we have finished the first Music Buddies podcast.
Music Buddies. That's gonna be the final
It's
name.
fucking stupid, but
All right.
Whatever.
It works. Yeah, it's the least
thank
important
you
aspect.
guys for
Don't worry,
joining,
dude.
and
So,
hope to see
Music
you
Buddies.
next time.
I learned a lot.
See you next time.
See you next time.